My first impulse was to stay quiet about what's going on, kind of sit and wait and hope for it to blow over. But I can't. I can't just let it blow over. I can't just stay quiet. I can't just read the things that people are posting and not speak up on it. I'm a black man. I have black sons. I have black nephews, black cousins, black brother, black father, an assortment of black relatives, black daughters, black wife, black friends. What's happening at any given time could happen to me or one of mine, one of my dearly loved ones. I don't condone violence. I don't condone aggressive protest, and I don't condone damaging of property. I don't condone any of that. But I also don't condone cops killing innocent black men. I absolutely don't condone that. I absolutely, emphatically have a problem with that. Because at any given time, it could be me or one of mine. I've been on the open end of a cop's gun before. I've had cops' guns pointed at me before for no reason. I've been falsely accused. I've been profiled. I've been followed. I've been pulled over. I've been told to get out of my car and get on my knees and lay on my face on the street for no reason. It happens to us more times than many of you could ever imagine. And each time, it scares the hell out of us. I'm a person. Many of you know me, and I believe many of you even love me. But these things happen to us. Most black men never say much about it because, hey, it's just a part of being a black man. But it's some fucking bullshit. It's perhaps one of the worst parts of being a black man. You walk in and people look at you and they're afraid. It's extra for me because I'm 6'7", I'm 280, I'm big, I got a big voice. And people are fearful. But the reality, my reality, is I'm the guy that would try and help somebody that was being victimized by someone. I'm not the one that would victimize anybody. Nor are my children, or my brother, or my cousins, or my nephews. We're not that type of guy. We're not those types of people. Again, I feel bad for what's happening in my city, Charlotte. I love this place. I left New York and I came here, and I've been here almost 30 years, 28 years. I feel like Charlotte is my baby, my child, because I watched it grow. When I got here, it was a big, small town, or a big, small city. And now it's recognized all over the world. You say you're from Charlotte, people recognize it. And now it's going through this. Now, I wasn't out there. I don't know exactly what happened, all of the circumstances that led up to that young man being shot. But I do know this. He's dead. He can't tell his story. He was shot, dead. The cop said that he had a gun. His family said he had a book. Now, I'm going to make it personal for a moment, because maybe if I make it personal, maybe some of you can hear the reality of what's going on. I've been retired for 18 years, disabled for 18 years, retired for 6 years. When my children were in middle school, when my children were in elementary school, when my children were in elementary and middle school, I sat at the bus stop and waited for my children every day. Some days I read a book. There's nothing wrong with a man sitting at the bus stop waiting for his children. Now, given the police narrative, why would a father sit at a bus stop waiting for his children with a gun in the car, with a gun in his hand, with a gun anywhere around? Doesn't even make sense. Because all of his neighbors said that he sat there in his car at the same spot every day waiting for his child to come off the bus. The cops come into the neighborhood to serve a warrant on someone else, had nothing to do with him. He's approached, he ends up dead. Now, it sounds like bullshit to me. It sounds like absolute bullshit. But it's bigger than just that one incident. These incidents have been happening all over the country for several years, over and over and over. Now, again, I don't condone violence. I don't condone aggressive protest. But at some point, everybody needs to be made uncomfortable so that you can stop and take notice of what's going on and what's being done to black men. This shit is really happening. It happens to us. It happens to me. Those of you who know me and know the type of person that I am, many of you have known me for 30, 40, more than that. You know the type of person that I am. It's happened to me. I've had police guns pointed at me more times than I care to remember. And not one time was I guilty of anything. Not once. And it could have been me who was laying in a coffin, being buried, with my kids having no daddy anymore. So when you start making posts, making comments, and tossing your social network opinion, and you're back there, behind your keyboard or on your cell phone, and you're just flapping off at the lips, just saying anything. Think about the people that are affected by what it is that we're discussing. There's lives being lost. There are children without fathers, wives without husbands, mothers without a son, brothers without a brother. These are people. And only when it gets to the point where you've got these, what they call agitators out there raising hell and tearing shit up, out there burning shit and hurting people, hurting innocent people and damaging property, and everybody's up in arms and, oh my God, they're animals and look what they're doing. Again, while I don't condone it, they got your damn attention. They got everybody's attention. Now the governor of North Carolina's declared a state of emergency because shit is getting fucked up. You gotta stop and take notice at some point. That's where we're at now. So now you've got the city taking notice and the country taking notice and the government taking notice and the world taking notice. It's on CNN and BBC and Al Jazeera and MSNBC, and every major news network in the world is covering what's going on in Charlotte, North Carolina. Why? It started with a black man being killed. An innocent black man being killed. And I'd venture so far out to say that if he wasn't innocent, it wouldn't be going down like this. If he wasn't innocent. If he was a bad dude, like they said about the guy in Tulsa, said he looked like a bad dude. They said that from a helicopter hundreds of feet in the air. He looks like a bad dude. To some people, we all look like a bad dude. To somebody, I look like a bad dude. The only time I'm a bad dude is when you violate me. You violate mine. And at that point, all of us should be a bad dude. And all of us should be hurting for these lives that are being lost. We shouldn't be so concerned about property and money and inconvenience as we are about lives. People, these are lives that are being lost. Take notice. Act like it matters. Because if we were all standing up together and we were all concerned about each other and we were all loving one another, this wouldn't be happening. It wouldn't be happening. That's all I have to say. I hope tonight is a peaceful night in North Carolina and all over the country. I hope that something that I said sparked something in your mind and in your heart to make you think twice about saying the negative, terrible, horrible things that you say. I hope something that I say makes you be a little bit more humane, a little bit more concerned about lives. Because all lives do matter. But right now, Black lives matter. And the reason that they matter is because we're being killed like they don't. My life matters. My son's lives matter. My wife, my daughters, my family matters. And so does yours. So think about if it was you. Think about if it was always somebody coming up behind you and harassing you and profiling you and making you feel like you're guilty of doing something that you didn't do. If every time you turn the corner, a cop pulls in behind you, you're nervous out of your mind because you're thinking, oh my God, am I going to die today? It's that serious. Get real, people. That's all I have to say. I wish you all the best.